Hello, this is Cloris. How are you doing? Germany might seem a worker's paradise with strong labor laws, but not everything is as safe as it looks. In this video, I'm gonna uncover 6 traps of working in Germany. I will explain you how to protect yourself from making serious mistakes that could cost your job, your income, or even your legal rights. Let's dive in. First thing first, avoid working for companies with less than 10 full-time employees. In Germany, employee protection law only kicks in when a company has more than 10 full-time employees. If you're working in a company less than 10 people, in a very small company or startup, you are in a legally gray zone. That's why some people chose to work in small companies, because they have less interview procedures and they're more easygoing, but it comes with a cost. For instance, the Kündigungsschutzgesetz, meaning Dismissal Protection Act, doesn't apply to smaller companies, meaning that you can be fired without a valid reason or proper process. No notice, no severance, no legal protection. On the other hand, larger companies not only fall under stricter legal requirements, but they also care more about their public reputations, which often results in better HR practices and job security. For example, imagine that you are working for a 6-people startup. You could get fired via Slack messages. Is that legal? They could potentially do that, and you can do nothing about it. So before you accept the offer, it seems like too good to be true being employed in Germany. Make sure that you know what you're getting into. Second, never sign anything without fully understanding it. Whether it's your initial contract, a warning letter, or an HR document, or some changes in work regulations, never ever sign anything blindly. If you receive an Abmahnung, meaning a warning, please pause a little bit. Do not apologize or admit guilt unless you're 100% sure that you are wrong. An apology can be interpreted as admission and be used against you later in court. What you should do is immediately consult a lawyer or labor union like Gewerkschaft. Even though you are not a member yet in some labor unions, some smaller labor unions are also willing to help. Just do some research on Google. I'm sure you will find some useful information. In Germany, labor law is very precise. One signature can undermine your legal protection. If your employer pressures you to sign anything immediately, it's a red flag. What you should do is take it home or ask some questions or consult a lawyer immediately. You definitely have the right to do so. As an Asian, we tend to apologize more than necessary. Especially from my experience, I think Japanese people tend to apologize a lot, and sometimes I think it's quite unnecessary, but it's their culture. However, if they do this in Germany, and that could cause some harm on them. Number 3, speak up and document everything. If something feels off at work, don't wait too long and you should speak up. For example, let's say your manager is making an inappropriate comment, or unfortunately you have experienced some discrimination at work. If you don't act within the legal window, you will lose your right to take actions. Always listen to your gut feeling and try to document things immediately when you feel something off. For example, take a screenshot, save the emails or meeting records. If you're not sure whether those are useful evidence, just document it first and then you can consult a lawyer later. Then they can help you to decide whether the evidence is sufficient or not, or whether you could disclose it or not. Under some circumstances, the evidence also cannot be against the privacy law. For a really bad situation, if you have experienced racism, harassment, or discrimination, you only have 2 months to file a claim under the Allgemeines Gleichbehandlungsgesetz, in short, AGG. In Germany, reporting workplace discrimination is a legal protection right. You can file a complaint within the company by reporting to your supervisor or HR departments, or if your company has a Betriebsrat, that means a works council, they can also represent you, try to mediate the disputes. If there is no help from your company, you can also contact the Federal Anti-Discrimination Agency, Antidiskriminierungsstelle des Bundes. This is their website. You can contact them via email or phone contact, and they might be able to provide you legal advice or support on how to proceed. And in my opinion, it's actually not easy to get help when it comes to discrimination. Anyway, I will talk about it in another video because it's also a sensitive and serious topic and there's a lot of things to cover. Number 4, know the secret code in your Arbeitszeugnis. meaning your work reference letter. In Germany, every employee is entitled to an Arbeitszeugnis, a formal reference letter when they leave a job. But be really careful, it is written in a secret code. There's actually a secret grading system. This whole thing is super mind-blowing. You can see a lot of passive-aggressive examples in German work culture. Employers use standardized euphemisms to describe performance. Even bad reviews sound very nice and polite. In this secret grading system, employers give employees the grade for their performances, ranking from 1 to 5. Number 1 means very good, that's the best ranking. Number 2 means good, which is nice. And number 3 is satisfactory, meaning, if you're looking for a new job, number 3 could harm you already. Number 4 means sufficient. Number 5 means poor, but number 3 is the lowest among the acceptable grade when you are looking for a new job. Even a small wording change can ruin your job prospects. For example, stets means always, boost the grade. Without it, the phrase drops by at least 1 level. Even swapping vollsten, utmost, for just fallen, full, changes a grade from 1 to 2. Let me show you some examples. For instance, if the Arbeitszeugnis shows that he performed to our satisfaction, it seems like very positive and nice, right? But what it actually means is that it's barely acceptable. And another example, she always tried her best, could imply incompetence. In the context of German job references, Note 3 is actually not good. Most employers expect at least a grade 2. If unfortunately you get a grade 3, there are some possible consequences. Firstly, it raises red flags to future employers. They will read it as this person was okay but not impressive. It may hurt your chances when competing for good jobs. Secondly, it may signal hidden dissatisfaction because it can subtly imply the employee had performance issues or was not consistent. Thirdly, it can be challenged legally. If you believe the grade is unfair, you can ask for a better version or take legal steps. In German labor courts, a grade 2 is often seen as the baseline, and the employer must prove poor performance if they want to give a lower grade, especially grade 4 or 5. If you are employed in Germany, you always have the right to ask for an Arbeitszeugnis from your employer at any time, not just when you are planning to leave a company. You can use that to evaluate how your employer perceives your work. When you receive an Arbeitszeugnis, you can check out some online websites which show the grades and equivalent keywords to the specific wordings. If you have any questions, it's always better to get an HR professional or a lawyer to review it. Number 5. Digital termination letters are not legally valid. In Germany, termination of employment must be delivered in written form, on paper with a physical signature. Emails, WhatsApp messages, or PDFs are not legally valid notices of terminations. According to 623 BGB, German Civil Code, a termination must be in writing, schriftlich. This means a printed letter, signed with ink, not a digital signature or scanned file. If you are employed in a bigger company with more than 10 full-time employees, if your employer sends you a termination letter via email or messenger, it has no legal effect. Even if you receive an email saying you are terminated effective immediately, it still doesn't count as an official notice. You are still employed, your salary still continues, and your contract is still valid. If this happens, what can you do now? Firstly, document the digital message, preferably with a screenshot or saved email with a date and time. And from now on, you have to be really careful and do not send any email to them unless you have consulted a lawyer or the labor union, because you can make mistake in each step. For example, do not proactively ask for the termination letter in written form from your employer. Otherwise, maybe in the court, this act will be considered proactively being terminated. That could be used against you. And you have to act fast because you only have 3 weeks to file a wrongful dismissal lawsuit. It's really complicated here. The law aims to protect people, but at the same time, it also makes people act more passive-aggressively to get what they want. If you don't know the rules or hidden secret code, and you will be in trouble, and it's very easy to get into trouble. That leads to my point number 6. Do not resign without a proper backup plan. If you're planning to quit because of the toxic working environment, toxic colleagues, and unfair treatment, hold on. I know it's really hard to get through that, and you have already tried to find your way out, but you couldn't, and every day you're experiencing this toxic energy and toxic people, toxic environment. you still have to hold on. If you have a good backup plan, it's completely fine to do it, because we also have to prioritize our mental health and physical health at the end of the day. But I just want to give you a little reminder that if you resign without a new job or without sufficient saving, you risk entering the Sperrzeit, which means a penalty period that you won't receive unemployment benefits. That means the Arbeitslosengeld 1, up to 3 months. You can only resign when you are secure. For example, you have already got a new job and you have already signed a new job contract, or you have saving that sufficiently supports your life for 3 months. If you are leaving because of some serious issues such as harassment, or you have health issues because of work condition, getting a statement from doctor or lawyer might potentially avoid a penalty, but this is not guaranteed. If we are not familiar with German work culture or some hidden rules, we could get in trouble so easily. So my last advice is to have enough saving without making your life miserable. At the same time, actually getting a lawyer is not as expensive as that in Hong Kong. I cannot compare it to other countries, but it's not that expensive because the lawyer fee is actually regulated by law and is based on this Streitwert, and that means the dispute value. So it depends on how high your salary is. In fact, some lawyers require prepayment, but some others don't. In German legal system, it's not that hard to file a lawsuit. You don't even need a lawyer to do that. You can just go to court. Some other people would help you to file a lawsuit. Personally, I haven't experienced that, but I heard about it from the labor union. If you are in a bad situation, don't lose hope and always seek for help and do research. Things will be fine soon and you'll get justice. After all, Germany has great worker protections, but only if you know how to use them correctly. By avoiding these traps, you won't just protect your rights, but also build a safer and more stable career. During this difficult economic situation, a lot of people are being laid off, and I hope my information can help at least some of you guys, especially those who come to work in Germany from abroad. If you find my sharing useful, please like this video and subscribe to the channel, and I will share more of my stories about living in Germany. Take care guys, and see you soon!